What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? I don't know why I'm rapping. I'm glad that you're back. If you didn't watch last week's episode, you gotta go back and watch that. Because this is part 2 of Brianna's testimony. And I don't have anything that rhymes with that. So, cue the intro now.
Light up the woods, light up the woods. One syllable at a time. Light up the woods, light up the woods. One video at a time. Light up the woods, light up the woods. One syllable at a time. Light up the woods, light up the woods. One video at a time.
Hey y'all, so if you didn't understand what I was saying when I was rapping because I shouldn't have been rapping, I'm glad that you're back. This is part 2 of Brianna's testimony. If you did not watch part 1, which was last week, I'm gonna need you to pause this video right here, okay? And go back and watch that, and you can come back to this very moment, okay? I'm gonna pose for you. Ready? You're supposed to be watching the part 1. Hit the pause button. Okay. You're back. Hey. All right. So that was part 1. And now we're going to get into part 2.
Here's the option. We can either get 2 other psychiatrists to sign off saying that she is not well and that we can have her committed to a hospital involuntarily. And involuntarily means that we had to force her to do this. Or we can have you right now sign this saying that you're willing to go to this hospital, which was in Narnia. It was up past Rye, New York. I don't even know where the place was. And so here comes, like, my mom starts crying, I'm starting crying, and I'm like, so you're telling me it's either I go voluntarily or I go involuntarily? Like, there is no option where I go home.
Right.
And they're like, no, absolutely not. So the choice is yours on what you want it to look like when we send you. Absolutely. It was like, so
the only choice you had is in how it looked.
Yeah.
Either way you were going.
Either way I was going, it was just like, do we have to force you by getting 2 other people to write off on it saying that you have to go? Or
and they can do that.
They can do that.
It would have been easy for them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They couldn't just keep me there, couldn't send me to an outpatient clinic.
Or somewhere near where I'm at.
No, they decided to ship me off. But it's alright, because God has reasons for these things. Everything's intentional. So, reluctantly, I signed saying that I was willing to go get help, So they took me that night. I think that was the 13th of February. And I got there in the nighttime, right? This place is separate. It's a huge hospital, different floors, for the different level of cases, right? So there was a whole floor for like schizophrenics and stuff. And so I was on the floor with people who were abused. So it was like substance abuse. Yeah. Abuse of like one's like self or whatever. Yeah. So when I got there, they took me there. They marked every marking I had on my body. Like, took inventory. Like, how many cuts you have on your wrist? Okay, let's count them and make sure we document them to make sure that if you do anything more here, we know that this is what's happening still. So I went through that entire process. I got to my room. I was by myself. It was a nice room, not gonna lie. It was a big room, and I had it to myself. There was 2 beds in it, but I was the only one in that room. I will never ever forget. I got there and I went there to go to sleep that first night, and I could not sleep. There were like screaming, not screaming. It was more like of a moaning, like a groaning coming from somebody on the floor. But the way that it sounded so like it was so demonic. It was so deep and guttural. And when they said her name, let's say her name is Crystal, they were like, Crystal, are you okay? Do you need us to you need to get something for you to sleep? I could not believe they were talking about a female. It was so deep and so guttural. It made my whole body cringe, and I was in my bed. I don't know how far she was, but I heard this entire ruckus in the hallway, and you can't close your door there, right? So the door is cracked, and I could see them like running, and I'm like, I immediately started praying and praying and praying and praying. I was like, God, all right, I get it. I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I accept whatever you need me to accept because I don't want to be here anymore. This is not it. This is not it.
Yeah.
I woke up, and because I got there on, I think it was like a Friday. It was Valentine's Day that day. I spent my Valentine's Day
In a psych ward?
in a psych ward. It's okay. Visitation is terrible. I only had like an hour.
Oh, I know. I visited a couple
Yeah, it was
before.
like an hour.
In different states.
In every, like, so in the beginning of the day you get an hour. I think it was like 11 to 12, and the next was like 2 to 3.
Yeah.
That was it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was legit by myself for most of the time. You don't have, the only thing we have like group sessions, and you get to speak to, you know, your private psychiatrist or whatever, but she's not there on the weekends. So I guess to say that they did something, they gave me, I told them I was feeling a little anxious.
Yeah.
They gave me medication for anxiety, and that's all they could do at that point.
Yeah.
These drugs, they're not it. Let me tell you, I felt like I was on another planet. Like, it was so...
Like, you, first of all,
medication's not it. Who's Harley Davidson? It's
making
coming down
mad
the block.
noise.
I don't get it. Yep, that's how I felt. Out of this world, okay? I don't
So
know.
the drug they gave you to calm you.
Yeah, it was calming.
Yeah.
Like, I felt real. It's really weird. It's like an oxymoron. Like, I felt calm, but I was also more anxious. I was like, I don't like the way this feels. I couldn't grasp anything in my mind.
Yeah.
It's just like I was trying to put things together, and your mind was like, no, take a break, relax. And I was just like, well, what if I don't want to relax? There was no option. It was just like this everyone went, like, the option was taken from me. Like, I just didn't have any, like, freedom to do anything. And I think I was like, okay. I asked one of the ladies, the ladies who took your vitals and stuff, she was so nice. She was like, you don't belong here. You will not be here ever again. She was speaking some weird life into me, okay? She was just speaking that. I came every day to line up for medication, and she was like, you're not staying here. You will not stay here. You're not meant to be here. You're gonna go home. I was like, thanks, bro. Like,
Oh, wow.
I really needed it. And she'd give me paper, because we didn't really have anything in the room. She gave me paper, and she was just like, just write. And I was like, okay. And I go in my room, and I would write. Like, listen, God, man, just get me out, bro. Just, if you get me out, I will do whatever. I will say whatever. I've realized now that it is so freeing to just be with you, bro. Like, I'm trying this by myself. Like, I'm trying to this my way, and it's not. I've been met with negativity, disappointment, hurt, and now suicide attempts in hospitals. And I was like, this long drawn out thing for what? So eventually, I think it was maybe like a week or so later, I got out. Amen. My psychiatrist came, and she was like, listen here, we'll start you on this, like, antidepressant, and I think you're good to go home. I was like, amen.
Hallelujah. Yes, God.
We bless God, okay?
I love that even in that place, he's still able to send you somebody to help you keep your sanity.
Yeah, and it was the one time throughout this entire span, which it spanned years, where I really felt like someone I really didn't know from Adam was coming and was really, like, speaking life into me. I was just like, all I've heard was just bare death, bare negativity, and then, like, out of this, like, dark, dismal place, like, God's just like, you're still worth it. You're still gonna get out of here. You're not meant to be here. Yeah. And I was just like, wow, like, that really I was like, you're right. I'm not meant to be.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Like,
that's dope.
and this started me really believing what God says about me. Like, I didn't really feel it. I didn't believe it. I was just like, that's not true.
You know, I think, in a way, well, that's what I'm hearing from. In a way, it was almost like you had to get there.
Yeah.
Because the path that you were on was gonna lead you there anyways. So it's like he gave you a preview of where you were headed.
He said,
but then he also sent his messenger to be like, you don't belong here.
And you don't have to be here. You don't have to. The choice is yours.
The choice is yours.
For real, for real. And I was like, wow. I get a choice in the matter.
Yeah.
It was so enlightening.
Which is crazy because they gave you
no choice. I had no choice. I had no choice on whether or not I stayed for suicide watch. I had no choice unless I stayed in the hospital or even in the Bronx.
Yeah.
I had no choice on where I was going. No choice. None. Yeah. I was just along on this ride, and you know, I'm grateful for it.
It was like either lose control to the world or give me control. And you get control when you do that.
Yeah, it's like you can have it. Like, the freedom is there. It's available.
The freedom is there.
It is. So man, I came home and it took me a few weeks. I was still going to church, and you know, like Auntie Nisha was like, "This is it. You gonna sing this song?" And I was so happy. I was like, "Yes, I am. I'm really gonna minister the."
Every single syllable out this word, out the song.
I'm about to preach lyrically, sonically, okay? Yeah. And bro, the day I sang that song, I was a hot mess on stage. I tried so hard.
Probably balling.
I tried so hard. I was thinking like, the love of God is truly indescribable. And I went all the way down, okay? I went down. It was so good. I felt it. I said, oh, wow, if I didn't feel it before,
I feel it now, Lord.
I feel it. Okay?
Amen.
Absolutely. So, yeah, man. So,
that's beautiful. You got the chorus to that song still memorized?
Let me see. I'm probably gonna mess this up.
It's okay.
But
just a little bit.
It's undeniable, unexplainable. The love of God is truly indescribable. The cross, you took my place. I found no greater grace. My sin, my path erased. I believe in the love of God. Boom. Don't quote me. I don't think that's it, but that was the gist. All right. The love of God is truly indescribable. It will really go where you don't think it's gonna go. To come find you and be like, listen, you ready? You done? That's it.
That's beautiful. Thank you, friend. Yeah, I'm so glad you're here today.
Facts. Amen.
Amen.
Thank God for life.
Okay.
Yep, and life more abundantly.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that story and went on the journey, because I was definitely on a journey listening to that story. Brit, if the people want to follow you and keep up with you, what can they do?
All right, so y'all could go to Instagram and follow me on Instagram. It's BRNNA.B. So it's like Brianna with no vowels except for the last A. BRNNA.B.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's that.
That's it. That's all, period.
All right. Well, see you next time on
Testimony Tuesday.
You're. What a testimony. Wow. You know, the verse that has got me thinking about is, I believe it's Psalm 139, verse 8, I believe. In the King James Version, it reads, if I ascend into heaven, you are there. And if I make my bed in hell, behold, you are there. And it's also got me thinking about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in that fire. He was there, right? And that lady, even in the psych ward, God sent you his messenger to say, you don't belong here. And I don't really think that she meant you don't belong here in this psych ward. I think she was speaking into your life like you don't belong here in this predicament, in this mindset, in this depression, in this place where you want to take your own life. You don't belong here. You belong in the hands of the Father. Right? Anywho, those are just my thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Brianna, for being such an awesome guest. If you would like to be a guest on Testimony Tuesday, please feel free to hit me up. We will make it happen. Until I see you again, you have a duty to shine your light in this world. So go on and light up the world. Bye.